my characters aren't talking to me. I have writer's block. What do I do? Hi, it's Donnee Patrese, and I'm back with you with my How to Start a Novel series. Today we're going to be talking about writer's block, the dreaded writer's block, and what we can do to help ourselves get through it. Today, I'm going to tell you my top 10 tips that I use to get through writer's block. And I'm completely positive that at least trying one or two will help you to move on, get over the hump, and get back to writing. So let's begin. Number 10, take a break. Okay, so that might sound really, really simple, but it's sometimes staring at a computer screen or a blank screen or staring at a blank piece of paper might get a little overwhelming, might get a little frustrating, and you just need to take a break and walk away. Sometimes you have to just put the pen down, close the laptop, shut off the computer, and just walk away for a little bit of time. You may only need 15 minutes, you may only need 20 minutes, you may only need, I would say about 20 to 30 is what I normally use to go and throw a load of laundry in, to do a little cleaning, just something so that I can step away and get a breather from the writing. So step 10 is to walk away, take a break. 9 is to read. Read a book outside of your genre. That is important. So if you write general fiction, go read a nonfiction book or a memoir, or go read a book of poetry. Something that gets you out of that element and somewhere else in a different world. To me, that always helps. I can put myself somewhere else, and it may be that that's what I needed to get back into my own writing and to just experience the joy of the craft of writing by reading someone else's book. Tip number 8, read a book in your genre. I write erotic romance, so I like to go and buy a couple of erotic romance novels written by other authors and just check them out. So basically what you're doing is you're reading what they've written and you're getting the feel, the passion back, because sometimes the issue could be that you just lost the passion for writing at that moment. And you need to take some time to read books in your genre to get that passion back. Let's move on. Tip number 7, and that is write a short story. You want to continue to write and get involved in your writing. So you can write a short story that's not in your genre. You can write a short story that's in your genre. I recommend writing something that's in your genre, because then that, like I said, that's just like reading a book in your genre. It can get your juices flowing and get your passion back again. So I have a blog where I write short stories. I also have a YouTube channel where I read some of my short stories that I've written. And basically that helps me to just get those ideas going, because I've noticed that when I've written short stories, boom, I'm like, hey, I have an idea for my novel I was working on. And then I'll go and write those ideas down really, really quickly and then get right back to writing the short story, or sit the short story down and go back to writing my novel. It tends to help you and it keeps you writing. And that always keeps your juices flowing and keep you ready to go. So tip 6, take a nap. Yes, take a nap. If you can and you need to, take a nap. Sleep rejuvenates us. Sleep replenishes us. And so sometimes you may just be tired. You may be a little exhausted and you just can't come up with any ideas for your writing. So I would suggest taking a nap It doesn't have to be a long nap. It could be an hour. It could be 30-minute power nap. But just take a nap, something to help you relax and replenish yourself. And a lot of times I've woken up to great ideas for writing and getting things going. So do not be adverse to taking a nap and getting some good rest. Okay, tip number 5, call a buddy. That might seem a little crazy, but call a friend, call a fellow writer, call people in your critique group, talk to your spouse, talk to someone about your writing. I like to do a brainstorming session with a partner and just tell them, okay, this is my ideas. This is where I got stuck. This is where I need to go. I know where my ending is going to be. I know where I'm starting. The middle is a little murky right now. And just brainstorm with them and go over those ideas and see if they can also, whether they're a writer or not, if they're a reader, they may be able to tell you, hey, this is what a reader might be looking for next. Might be something that, as a writer, that I would take my novel to this level. And it may give you some ideas. So my advice is to call someone, brainstorm with someone, get another brain in there to help you work through your plot line, through your setting, through your storyline. Tip number 4, forget about chronological order. And what I mean by that is you don't have to write chapter 2 after chapter 1 or chapter 3 after chapter 2. I would suggest moving around. If you're on chapter 1 and you get stuck on chapter 2, go to chapter 3, go to chapter 5. Just keep writing. When I'm writing, a lot of times I will bounce around a little bit. So if I'm on chapter 2 and I am completely stuck, I have writer's block, I don't know what to do, I'll go to my outline, because outlines are important. I'll go to my outline and I'll say, okay, this is what I want, or this is what I expect to happen in chapter 5. I can write that. I can go ahead and write what's in chapter 5, or at least get a good grip on what I want in chapter 5. And a lot of times that will spark something. And then I'll go back to the chapter I left off on and just get to writing, get over that hump and get moving. Tip number 3, go back to your characters. Make sure that your characters are speaking, that they're the ones controlling this novel. They're the ones that are moving the novel along. So your characters basically have a story to tell, and you want to tell that story along with them. You don't want to tell it for them, because that will get you writer's block. That has happened to me, where I really want my characters to say something, do something, and it's not happening. And I have to go back and say, okay, characters, what do you want to happen? Who are you? And I'll go back to character development. Who is this character? What type of things would they say in this situation? What type of reaction would they have to certain scenes and things like that? And a lot of times that brings me out of my writer's block, and it gets me going again, because I'm letting my characters do the talking. I'm letting their voices be heard. Tip number 2, outlining. Yes, your outline may change. In my video that I did on outlining, and I did an entire video on outlining because that's how important I find it. In that video, I discussed how sometimes my outline changes 2 or 3 times. It never completely stays the same. I'll get halfway through it and realize, oh my goodness, I need to add a chapter, or I need to delete a chapter, or this chapter is no longer relevant. This isn't going to work. And that actually a lot of times get me out of writer's block, because I'll be struggling with a chapter and I'll be like, you know what? I need to go back through the outline. I go back through the outline and realize this chapter that I've been struggling on is no longer needed. I no longer need this chapter. Or I can take a chapter and move it somewhere else, and now this chapter is obsolete. And that gets me out of writer's block, and then I can go flow on another chapter and get that one going. So go back to your outline, read through it, make sure everything still works, because you could absolutely delete that chapter that you're struggling with, because if you're struggling to write it, odds are it's probably not going to be the best chapter that you can produce. My number one tip, so here goes. My number one tip on how to get rid of writer's block is finding some me time. Yes, when I say find some me time, I mean really some you time. Go and do what you need to do alone. Take some alone time. Go take a nice hot bath, a nice cool or hot shower. Go get your nails done, go get your toes done. Find some time where you can just sit and be alone and contemplate what you want to do next. Because to me, this is always something that I do. I go and I light some candles and I play some music and I sit in the bathtub and I just think about my characters. Think about what they would want. Think about things that they would say. And I just move along from there. I work with them and I make sure that they're happy. I make sure that I'm taking this time to make me happy, to make me relaxed. Because think about it, when you have writer's block, one of the first emotions that you have is frustration. You get really frustrated with yourself, with your characters, with your writing, and taking that me time hopefully gets rid of all that frustration. Helps you to melt it away and get you prepared to get back to writing. It goes all along with taking a break and things like that, but you definitely want to have some alone time, because taking a break, you can take a break with someone, you can go for a walk with someone, but having that alone time is very important. Okay, so those are my top 10 tips on how to get through writer's block. I hope they help you. You don't have to do them all. You don't have to do them all in that order, but this is the order that I felt are from least important to most important. And I feel like following those steps or those tips will get you through your terrible, terrible case of writer's block. So if you like this video, go ahead and comment below, click the like button, thumbs up. Also, if you want to see more videos like this, subscribe, and I'll be posting some new videos soon. Share this video with other writers or anybody else who is starting a novel and need to get through writer's block. So, also hit the bell notification so that you can be notified of any new videos that I post, as well as follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and check out my books on Amazon.com. So I'm going to get back to writing, and I hope that these tips will keep you flowing. So have a good day. Bye-bye.